morning. It's actually quite an exciting morning today. The tups are going in, which means in 5 months' time we're going to be having lambs. And do you know the best part about it? I'm not going to be here for lambing. Woo! No, I'm joking. I'm going to Scotland lambing for 3 weeks, so I'm going to miss lambing at home, which is completely fine. It's completely fine. Everybody's perfectly capable, and yeah, just means that we might have to decrease some of the numbers a bit because, you know, it's a lot of ewes at the minute. I think we're running. I think there's 88 ewes, and then we kept back some ewe lambs of last year, so there'll be shearlings now, and they're going as well. So I think there's about 110 to go to the tups. So today the plan is sort through all the sheep, make sure there's no broken mouthed ewes. We're wanting to keep everything that's in there. We're wanting to get everything in there in lamb. So I'm now gonna go and then we'll rattle all the tups up and organise the ewes into different groups. So there's a Cheviot tup, a Charolais tup, a Chamois tup, and a Texel Cross Chamois tup. So there's 4 tups. Usually we put the Chamois and the Chamois Texel tup together because a Chamois is a much smaller breed, and I'll show you, but sometimes he struggles to actually get onto the ewe because he's so small. So we normally put him with the ewe lambs or the shearlings because they're a smaller lamb anyway. They're a smaller sheep anyway, so he can get on. But I'll show you that later in the video. So then what we'll do is we'll raddle them all in different colours, and then we know exactly what went to what by the colours of them. And yeah, fingers crossed it all goes smooth sailing. So we should be lambing. Normally when they go in bonfire night, remember the 5th of November, they lamb on the 1st of April. So we should be lambing around the 1st of April, end of March. I'm going to now go and check the heifers and move their collars and give you a bit of an update on how the collars have been going. But they're ready to go into the next field, which isn't fenced at all, which is a bit like pull your hair out moment. Hopefully they stay in. So now I'm just going to quickly go and get a bag of barley, get a bit of barley in a 25 kg bag, take that to them, feed them, keeping them friendly, just giving them a sprinkling of barley, and then moving them into the next field. And fingers crossed they don't escape, because I am not in the mood for that today. And I've got a Zoom meeting at 11 o'clock for something that's super exciting, but I can't, but I'm going to be in the middle of doing sheep. So that's where we're at. So yeah, we're in a rush, so I better crack on and get gone. This truck goes back on Friday, which I'm really sad about. I've just fed the heifers and opened the gate. Completely forget to film things, and I've extended the field into this field. So their first field, which has worked really well, but I'll show you where they've grazed and where they haven't on the collars. And then they have access to this 11 acres in here, so I've just put the barrier halfway through here and we'll strip graze the rest. This is how well the collars work. They know where they've grazed and where they haven't grazed, so they know where the collars are. So they're like really cautious of whether they'll be able to graze here. Come on! Come on! Come on! Come on! Come on, girls! Come on, girls! They are cautious. I will give them that. Come on, girls! Come on! Once they know they can get in this field. So I've set the boundary about halfway down this field, and then hopefully, because there's so much grass on it, they won't just keep going and wreck it and run all over it and trudge it down. So I can then strip graze and give them a little bit more each day and show you how strip grazing with the collars actually works. Come on girls, come on! So can you see they are realising that the collars aren't shocking them now or making a noise. They are realising that the collars aren't no longer making this noise, but this is where the collars have been set to around here, and I didn't want to put them too close to this fence because this fence is quite bad. But now they're realising that they can walk further, and hopefully in about 10 years we'll get through the gate. I think I genuinely might have to stand here for an hour to work their way through this gate. In all fairness though, I can't moan and say that they're not placid cows, because they definitely are. They're just more bothered about this fresh grass in here. Come on, Nova. Come on, Nova. I think we've established that the collars are working too well, because they won't actually come out of the field. Oh my god. They are definitely getting used to noises, because I banged the bucket on the floor and they all were like, oh my god. So they're like waiting to hear for a noise before, I think. But it's literally an open gate hole. Walk through it, please. It's only going to take one cow, and this is the cow that normally is the most bolshy. So I'm hoping she's going to come, but currently been sat here for 10 minutes. A little review after using the cattle collars for, I want to say a week now they've been in. 10 out of 10. The only worry with them, like I said before, was the fact that they're not charging, but they've kept their charge, like there's not one that's below 70%. So they've kept their charge really, really well. So 10 out of 10. If you've got ground that isn't fenced, because we were trying to work it out if it's worth fencing the ground or buying the collars for this price that the collars are at. Now, I don't quote me, but I want to say they're just over £200 a collar. But you think to fence, say fencing's what? I mean, we paid £14 a metre for some fencing last year. To fence this whole field would cost you the same price as the collars, but that's just one field that you fenced. With them, they can go anywhere at any point. Like, you know, you can't just pick up your fencing and move it to another field. With them, you can move them cows to any field and fence that field through the app. So yeah, I think we might be leaning towards the cattle collars. It's just if you can graze throughout winter, isn't it? And I mean, for us, that's not really a problem because our cows come in winter. But for people who are grazing like moorlands and using highlands and things like that, they probably do want them out all winter. But it's definitely something to weigh up and think about, whether you think it's worth spending that £200 odd for each cow once, or having to fence a load of fields, use your time, your effort, go and buy materials and whatever, and only have one field fenced. Just saying. Anyway, we're still waiting for these cattle to come through. I'm hoping I'm tricking them by walking away. They get close and then they think, absolutely not doing that. Oh. So there's your answer for everyone asking what the wanting an update on how the collars worked. 10 out of 10. Couldn't have asked for them being better. Just worked really well with fields that aren't fenced, etc. And I'd say, I know it says it takes them a week to learn, which they have been in a week now, but every day the shocks went down, the noises went down, and you could see they were going from like 400 noises a day to 300 noises a day to 200 noises a day. But even the noises, like the shocks, the first day obviously they did get quite a few shocks because they didn't understand the noise, but the shocks went from like however many a day down to like 10 a day, down to 0, because now they, as soon as they hear the noise, they think, oh, well, I'm not going there because I know it's going to give me a shock. So, but let's just have a look at the field that they've been in. Obviously it's rained a lot, obviously it's muddy, but I want to just show you the barrier of where they were allowed and where they weren't allowed. But they're happy for a bit. So this is obviously the field that they were in. I set the barrier quite far away from the hedge because I didn't want them just pushing their way to the hedge and just going through it, because obviously they weren't trained at this point. So I've set the barrier here, and as you can see there's a definite line as where they have it and where they haven't grazed, where they have grazed and where they haven't grazed. Obviously I'd say you can definitely tell, the collars have done what they were supposed to do. They've kept them out. If you wanted to set them closer to the hedge, my problem was you have to get quite close in, and I just thought for their training field I'll just set the perimeter a bit further in. I've now changed that perimeter so they can go straight into this next field, so this hedge is no longer in the perimeter at all. So if they wanted to come back in here, they can graze right up to that hedge now. Now they know what they're doing, should be happy days. The only other question I got was if you can cut out certain parts of your field, like if you've got something in there you didn't want them, say you had machinery stored in a field and you wanted them set away, and you could you do a perimeter? You definitely can. So this part where they've had a lip bucket, where there used to be a ring feeder here, is quite wet. So now what I'll do is I'll set a perimeter around just this in the middle of the field, so they can't go on this, to give it time to just recuperate. But yeah, all good. Let's go and put some tups in now and leave them to it, and we'll come back in a bit and make sure they're not escaping from that other field. I'm just back at the farm. I'm going to hitch on the cattle trailer so that we can I can take this, James can take the race, James can take the race on the back of the Land Rover, and then we can go and split off the ewes, and I'll move the ewes while he's sorting through them. So we should be all good. Just one of my favourite parts about this truck is the fact that I can see right about where I want to be. The trailer's got a lock on it, so I need to go and take that off. Right, we've just arrived at the field. I'm leaving this on the side of the road, which is a bit worrying. James has got the race on the Land Rover. We're gonna corral the ewes into this bit of a pen here that you can just see, and organise the groups of what's going with what tup, because we've got 4 tups, and the ewes will need separating into what they need to be in. I've got 4 raddle harnesses in here, so that each tup wears one of them and then goes in with the ewes, and yeah, they will organise what tups we want to go into what ewes, because some of the tups are quite small, so they'll go to ewe lambs, as I said earlier. So we're going to use this little collecting pen to split off the ewes, and then I'll take the groups of ewes to the fields, and then we'll probably get the tups after and move them all and take them to where they need to be. Exciting. Just going to set up the race, which you've already seen a million times, so I'll tune in when I've already watched the race. This is why it's so hard to film. What was you just doing? No, you wasn't. Set up the race, and then I'll get back and update when the sheep are in. I'm going to punch you so hard in the nuts.
No, I got bad back.
We're all set up for the ewes. The plan is to run them down this side. If that's going to plan, I don't know. June and James are just getting the sheep rounded up. And the plan is to run them down there and straight into the race. And then when we're in the race, when the sheep are in the hurdles, what we'll do is hopefully separate off the Cheviots, the mules, anything taxily, and then the shearlings, so that we've got 4 groups, well, 3 groups, because we're going to put the chamois and the chamois cross Texel together, and the chamois cross will pick up any that the chamois can't get on. That's the plan. Sheep are all in. I'll see if I can show you quickly what I mean by different ewes going to different tups. So obviously we've got a really different array of ewes in here. This is a mule. Like these taller black-faced ewes are mules. This is a Suffolk cross, that's completely different. But your taller leggy ewes are mules. And then there's a few Cheviots in here. I'm trying to see if I can see any. Like that's a Cheviot cross over here. Are there any full Cheviots in here?
None of the original.
And then, like I say, Suffolk cross. And then quite a few like Texel cross. That's like a Texel cross mule. Are they pink, the shearlings?
The ones with the blue on.
Yeah. So these with the pink ear tags and the blue dots on the back, they're all shearlings. So they're going to the chamois. Should be a bit smaller, but they don't look smaller, do they? The blue dots should be going to like chamois cross Texel or chamois completely pure. Are you putting the mules to the Charolais? And then like your Texel cross probably to your Cheviot top to get Cheviot cross Texels. So these sort of ewes are going to go to the Cheviot. So yeah, to organise them all into 3 groups. So as luck would have it, the race was pretty much full of all shearlings, so they've decided for themselves that we're going to take the shearlings first, and we've bodged up a bit of a corral round straight into the trailer. So we're going to sort through all the shearlings, and they're going to go first with the chamois top. Happy? We've made the executive decision that these shearlings are staying in this field because there's still a bit of grass on and there's only 20 of them, and they're going to need less flush grass than the older ewes are. So they're going to stay here, and we're going to bring the chamois and the chamois crossed up here. Yeah? Talk us through the new plan.
The new plan? Well, Harriet came up with it. Harriet came up with this plan, right? That we're going to let the sheep flow through the race, because instead of fighting them, which is quite easy really.
No,
Harriet
just
demonstrated that it's quite easy to sort through sheep.
Just to explain the plan.
So I'm going to operate this lever here. We're going to operate this shedding gate here and shed off the ones that are going to the Charolais up and the ones that are going
And which way are we putting them?
It's up to you. How many of us coming which way rather and...
Well, that's your decision. Which way?
Well, we've got more... Oh, hey, darling. What are we doing here?
Oh, brilliant. She's backwards now.
Well, you'll have to spin around. Spin that sheep round there then.
So which way are you sending which?
I'll send the Cheviots that way and the stuff that's going to the Cheviots up that way, and I'll send the
Charolais.
Well, the ones that are going to Charolais that way.
Right, okay.
Alright.
Yeah, don't let any through this gap here.
Well, you'll have to block that.
Oh, yeah. I'm just going to feed the race, turn that sheep round and block that gap. I've got 15 hands. I'll do it.
Well, if you stick brush up your arse and all and swing, that'd be great. Tell me when you've started. Pew spin. That was awful.
I've just come with the ewes that are going to the Charolais and reversed the trailer down to the field. Now I'm going to let these ewes out. Just going to shut this gate to here so that they don't run back down this side. And I'll stand this side, and then hopefully they run forward and not out. And now I'm going to go back and get another load of ewes to take to a different location, and then there'll be another load for here and another load to go back to there. So tell you something, that truck knew they were all on. Why is it whenever you need to reverse in, there's a car park there? I mean, we did it, but bloody annoying. Right, next load. Just come back, load it up again. Gonna drop these at the exact same place. And then come back and get the ones that are going to the Cheviot top. There's a few cool ewes that I turned out that maybe I shouldn't have done in the last lot, that really wanted keeping back and going as a cast ewe, but they're out and there's a collecting yard where they are, so I can collect them in next week and take them. Probably take them to Bakewell because the cast ewes didn't do so bad at Bakewell. And then yeah, plan is let these out, go back, take the load of ewes that are going to the Cheviot to where they're going, and then go and get some tups and put some harnesses on. just let out the ewes that are going to the Cheviot into their field. There's another few to go and get and bring to here, and then sorting out tups. It's just dropping dark, which is not what we wanted to be doing, to be turning tups out, but sometimes you just have to go with the flow. So the tups are all loaded in the trailer. Now I'm gonna go and separate them all, like take them all to where they need to be and just let the ones out that are on, and they're harnessed up, ready to go. So it's literally just gonna be chucking them out. And I wanted to get this truck washed tonight, and I don't think it's gonna happen. But it just means an early start tomorrow morning, and we're cracking on with cleaning the truck because tomorrow I'm having a day of filming the truck. So yeah, just going with the flow. It's just so annoying that it goes dark at 5 o'clock. Like, so many people have messaged me and said to me, oh, how do you cope with daylight savings? And honestly, it's so annoying. Like, you lose half your day. It wasn't going dark until what, 10, 11 o'clock all summer, and now it's 5 o'clock and it's dark. You're losing 5 hours of daylight. It's crazy. It's just not doable for farmers, to be honest. So yeah, that's where we're at. Hopefully we'll be able to film some bits of them going out, but it is going dark, so not really what I wanted, but it is what it is. There we go.
Shammy, let's not have no angst.
Cheviot tup. One Cheviot tup, please.
You have to hold these together.
Okay. You got the gates? Go on, there's sheep in there. One tup in, and it's dark, and the cows are going mad.
Him. Boys.
Surely you can see the sheep over there. Are all these tups blind or what? And they all run away. I knew they were going to do that. That's 2 more out. So again, the reason that we put 2 out here is because they're quite big, these shearlings are, and the chamois very small, and he might not be able to jump on top of the sheep because they're so big. So we put his son out with him. He's also a Texel cross chamois, and he'll hopefully catch any of the ones that his dad can't get on. Which actually seems a bit gross, doesn't it? He's shagging with his dad in the field. Anyway.
Tag teaming.
Tag teaming, yeah. So there's 2 left in the trailer. We were only going to put 1 out, but there's a Texel tup lamb that hasn't worked yet, and we were just going to send him for fat. But James has decided all of a sudden he likes him, so he's going out. But we don't have another raddle harness, so he's just having some raddle paste on him. Yeah. Who knew you put no pack on a tup for tupping?
He's alright for a tup lamb, isn't he?
He's alright, yeah.
His name was tup special.
James is just putting on some raddle paste, which is basically just a orange powder with oil, and that will show us when he jumps on the ewe that tup has done that ewe, and that tup's got a yellow block on him, and that's got orange, so we'll know if that's done them or if that's done them. Bit of Norpac. Do you want to put some of that on your toast?
Not really.
Are you sure? We've just dropped off the last two, but it's so dark you can't see it, so that's it. Leaving it now.